I like Tony Noble. I like him. I can feel the God inside of him. And when he's talking with one of his fellow Christian scientists, he empathizes with them. When they say something that's particularly moving, he won't interrupt and talk. He'll just say, so that you know he's there and he's listening and he cares. I think that's charming. I think I'll ask him to be if he wants to be a practitioner and teach Glennie these things that Glennie's been saying. And you with us. 100% peace and understanding. I'll ask Wayne today to call up the Mother Church in Boston and see if we can get Tony's number and call him. They have the right idea. They have the answer. Do you know that we are up to page 500 of Christian Healer, a biography of Mary Baker Eddy? Do you know that? Why, within a week we will be done that book. It's 540 pages. Fascinating. And did you know that the Christian Science Church and Corrine and Pittsfield Pat and Wayne Collins bought the CD of that book for $75 and gave it to Glendora on May 1st? Did you know that? Oh boy, that will help us so much. There are actual ways what was going on in Mary Baker's Eddy's metaphysics up here that brought people to wellness and wholeness and oneness and goodness and happiness. She actually told what seemed to go through her whole being. So what happened yesterday, Sunday, May 2nd? Glennie is so ashamed. You see this magnificent digital audio recorder that will hold up to 21 hours of audio. 21 hours. What do we have with the microcassettes? 45 minutes per side at the most. Shame on Glennie. She put the blouse into the laundry basket and Sandy did the laundry, and guess what was in the pocket? It went through a whole washer cycle. Oh, I am so ashamed. Here's the power button. The power's gone. Well, now wait a second. I'll have to wait until somebody comes in. But then I'll hold down the play button, the record button. I don't think I see a red light. Okay, doke. Turn off the power. Wait until somebody comes in. We're getting a new water tank today. I remember 4 years ago at 5 a.m. straight up, I heard a pop. Much louder than that. And it was the element had blown out of the water tank. And then the water started like Niagara Falls. And it came into the the work desk, a hard work desk. It went into that rug in the hat room, and it was like this deep. And Clayton was the hero of the day. He went in and turned off the water in the tank, not in the main faucet. And he stopped the water. He was the hero. And then Glenn started sweeping the water out. The owner had been notified. I don't have a landlord, I have only one lord. And the owner got some very smart people down in North Chatham who came with about 6 fans, and the fans were this big, and with about 4 or 5 great big humidifiers. Give them credit. In 3 or 4 days they had this place just as dry as could be. Now is that physical or is that spiritual? I can't help but admire things like that. I can't help but admire dandelions. I can't help but admire the moon. Is that physical? Is that wrong? Is that not spiritual? And so today we're going to get another new water heater. And I asked the owner, I said, are you sure you need another new one? Are you being ripped off? I didn't see anything wrong with the water. Hot water, cold water. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I hope she's not getting ripped off. But then she's a millionaire. No, she still shouldn't get ripped off. Alrighty. Helping others, you'll enjoy it. Satisfaction guaranteed. We got rid of the ego. Selfishness is not allowed. We want you to have it. Hello? Could you tell me what company this is, hon?
East Greenbush Chiropractic.
East Greenbush Chiropractor. Oh, would you please forgive me? I dialed the wrong number.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm very sorry, honey. It's no way to start a new week, is it?
That's all right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, I don't know how I did that. I guess it was through the cell phone. We got rid of the ego. Selfishness is not allowed. We want you to have it. Peace that passes understanding. Helping others, you'll enjoy it. Satisfaction guaranteed. I would like to call your friend Wayne Collins in Pittsfield and get an inspiring Bible passage for the week. But the engine light on the dashboard is coming on and he has to take care of that. You think of a Bible passage, Glendora. All right. Romans 13:11, something like that. For all of us must give an account of ourselves. Don't do anything wrong or bad. You'll have to account for it. You are accountable. We are accountable. There is no you. There's just us. There's just we. So here we are, May 3rd, year 2000. 21. Gary Black has his work all done. He has sent 10 TV stations 4 programs for the months of May and June. He's got them all ready thanks to Robert Jackson, who sent them by Dropbox to Gary Black. Grady Hearn called yesterday, and he's in process. He's getting the programs that Victoria sent him by Dropbox. Grady is getting them to go by Dropbox to 21 TV stations plus 12 more, plus 12 more. Charter sends it to 12 more, and LT's Cablevision sends it to 12 more. So that's like 51 TV stations. And how many altogether? Oh, and Robert Jackson is always up to date and always does perfect work. Perfect work, never a mistake. And he has some programs, he sends them every day. He sends a couple of them every day. And he has about 16 TV stations. The biggest ones: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, San Francisco, San Jose. Now tell me, what is the solution? Do you know anybody in Fairfield County, Connecticut? I finally got Mitch Menard on the phone. I finally got him on the phone after calling him about 20 times. He finally answered. It was on a Saturday, and I wanted his help finding a signer for a Chat with Glendora TV show. Any resident of Fairfield County. You do not have to be a subscriber. That is not required, nor can it ever be. But you know what Mitch Menard said? Could we do it Monday? And then I tried again. Could we do it Monday? Listen, Glendora. It is God's universe. God is running the universe. That's love, remember? Love is running the universe. This matter will resolve itself. Know that this matter will resolve itself. Just sit back and wait and see how it will. And it will be very interesting the way it resolves itself. So I just wanted you to know that those are the issues, and every one of them is up to date and running toward a solution. Another thing, I asked Esther, Esther has a eating regimen, a regimen of saintly eating, and she calls it more than that. It's a way of life. Do you know what she means? I think I do. And so I asked her to write out a menu for me this coming week. What I should eat for morning, noon, and night. And she didn't have time to do it. Then I asked her to write out the grocery list, because Pat is adamant that she doesn't want me to pay anybody to do groceries lists, that she will do it and not be paid. She thinks it's profligate for me to pay somebody. I don't. And I asked her to write out that grocery list to do on Wednesday when she goes to Honest Weight, the co-op. But Esther didn't have time to do that. So yesterday Sandy wrote out the menu, and wrote out the grocery list. What do you have for breakfast? Triscuits. Why? There's solid wheat. There's 3 ingredients in Triscuits: water, salt, and protein. Wheat. Orange juice. Lots of pulp. Peanut butter sandwich on rye bread. A fresh fruit. I think that's all. Lunch. Potato. Boiled, fried, tater tots, French fries, or whatever. Probably mashed. And then a green vegetable. Green peas, green beans, broccoli, and then a vegetarian, vegan meat, like vegan sweet and sour, or a vegan hamburger, or a vegan hot dog, or anyway, a vegan entree. And the dessert, cream horns are vegan, not particularly good for you, but they are vegan. Supper time, soup, toast, and there's one other thing at supper time. Oh, salad, a green salad. What do you think? We get the Bible lesson, which is really the church service of the Christian Science Church, over the phone. And it consists of Bible readings and readings from Science and Health by Mary Baker Eddy. Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures. I really don't get as much out of that as I do the other things that I read from that church. And yet that is their church service. So that's rather serious. I have to do something about that. But it's on the telephone, and you can listen to it every day. There's usually 6 readings, and you can listen to one every day. You can also listen to the Daily Lift on the telephone. That lasts only 2-3 minutes. And then you're the Christian Science Sentinel telephone watch or something like that. And you can listen to that on the telephone. I would like to help the Christian Science Church get their messages on television. They said they tried television, but it was too expensive. And they're certainly right about that. It's way overpriced. But I know how to get them on, and it would cost them nothing, practically. I would just have to ask them today, what's going on in your church today, and what is your lesson today, and I'll just keep quiet, and they will give it. And then I'll hand it in as one of my programs that goes to Boston, one of them that goes to San Francisco, one of them that goes to Chicago, one of them that goes to Manhattan, and it will just ride in with my program that goes to these places all the time. Actually, it's 75 TV stations from Boston to San Francisco. Excuse me. Well, yes, San Francisco, but to San Diego. And that would just ride in there. I don't think I would even charge them anything, because although they're very good at charging, they don't stay away from money. I wouldn't charge them anything. I would just consider it a program. I would chat with Glendora. That's all. to help the universe, to help people, help animals. Okay, think about that one. The executive director of Boston Public Access TV, called the Boston Neighborhood Network, he says, well, send the people over to me. I'll put on their program. That's good. It'll be just for Boston. But I want it to go to all 75 of the TV stations that we have. And again, I can't see that it would cost anything. We could donate maybe a few dollars for the, I don't think that's necessary, for the cost of the video. But then we don't have videos anymore. No, but it's a cost to have the Dropbox. The Dropbox costs you about $700 a year. The one that Gary Black has in Buffalo and the one that Robert Jackson has in Yonkers costs you $120 a year. Oh well, God provides for sure. Franklin provides. Thank you, Franklin. What do you call a smart duck? What do you call a smart duck? A wisecracker. What did the sign in the restaurant window say? Don't make fun of our coffee. Someday you'll be old and weak too. A man came into a restaurant and said, is the chef in? And the waitress says, no, he went out to eat. Now let's see if Wayne is back from the garage and can find you one of his superlative Bible passages and give you the words of a great hymn. And also he has some jokes.